I'm Elisa Parker, and here we are broadcasting from the Wild and Scenic Film Fest Media Lounge, putting the community in unity, and it's this convergence where, you know, activism is inspired. It's inspired through storytelling and connecting with each other. And since we have thousands of people like Rachel Nez, who's joining us here from New Mexico, it's here in our little town, we get to experience this hub of people coming from all over the world for this weekend. So if you haven't been, I encourage you to come and explore it or see some of the films online. I love it. It's my favorite festival and favorite weekend here. But welcome, Rachel. It's great to have you here with us.
Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to be, again, part of the town, experiencing, the different, diversity within the town, but also being able to meet the people that are here.
Right. You feel like it's all kind of a blur now because you've been here since Thursday. There was an artist reception. So, and Rachel's one of our jurors.
Right.
And so I heard it was just, yesterday you were deciding?
On Thursday.
Thursday you did.
Thursday, yes. We went through a collection of different art pieces. And then on Thursday night we did have our award ceremony, and we were able to meet some of the artists and have this great discussions about their artwork.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So is this and I should also mention you're a program manager with the First Peoples Fund.
Yes.
As well.
That's correct.
So we'll talk a little bit about that. But also, so what is your own passion and interest in this? In relation to art and so forth?
Sure. Well, I am personally a documentary filmmaker. I create short films, and my main focus in these films is really focusing on language reclamation, language work, but also highlighting and sharing the stories of language workers, those that are doing the work in the communities, developing different types of models so that native languages can continue to thrive in the future.
Right, and you're featuring films around that as well, you said, or?
In the future, yes.
In the future, all right. We'll have to look out for that too.
Right.
Well, and so I don't know if you met Shelley Covert here, she's recognized as the leader of the Nisenan community here, and we were just talking about the exact same thing and where she had an opportunity to go and learn more about that. And tell us about the importance of language and how that influences our stories and our culture at large and just the world that we live in.
Absolutely. I mean, when you think about native languages, it's just like, and I'm a conversational speaker of the Navajo language. It's really hard for me to imagine not having, art or science or the seasons or, the different types of sounds and smells without it. It's so involved in native cultures and it's so ingrained in everything that we do. It's really hard for me to see its absence. In regards to art, there's a lot of ways that languages and art intertwine. I mean, we talk about colors, we talk about textures, we talk about, gathering the raw materials. All of that has a linguistic component, and even, the process and product. The language is involved in that, and that's really a big part of Native communities and Native societies, indigenous knowledge systems.
We were speaking with Bernie Krause earlier, who has a film, The Last of the Nightingales, and he focuses on the audio experience with that and capturing the wildlife sounds and such. And so just even thinking about language even on that end and how fascinating it is that when there are dire situations going on, and then the animals, in some cases they were all there, but they were silent.
Right. I mean, animals themselves are a big part of that ecosystem. In regards to language, it's really funny because with Navajo we have a word for mud, and I was sharing that word one time, and the people that I was sharing it with, they were like, that's exactly how mud sounds. And so the Navajo word for mud is ish.
How do you say it?
Ish.
Okay.
So they, the linguist that I was, having a conversation with said, yes, that's exactly how mud sounds, just like how you said it. And so when we refer to that, I know it's muddy, and I should probably not expect to travel that day.
Right. It's a whole holistic experience with it. So you were here as a juror with specifically the art, and like you mentioned, there are so many incredible art pieces here, and some of which are right here in the communal cafe where we are. Did you make your announcement already? Can we say what
Yes.
We can? Okay.
I don't recall all of the names. And yes, those announcements and those awards were made on Thursday evening. One of the pieces that I had the opportunity and just the privilege of sharing with everybody is that piece right there. I believe it's I believe it's called Whispers in the Wind or something like that. And the artist is Jennifer Rugg. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful piece. She works with a lot of natural materials. And I noticed the colors immediately off. It caught my attention. They're very vibrant colors. How she incorporated, again, the animals within her painting are very, they're very familiar to me. Certainly colors and stories of where I grew up. So I was very attracted to that piece.
I think that's hers right there. I know. I was really drawn to those. They're here in the Communal Cafe. Yeah. Extraordinary.
Yes.
And are you from New Mexico?
I'm from the Navajo Nation. Arizona is where I grew up.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the reservation that I grew up on. I do live in New Mexico, Albuquerque specifically, yes.
Okay. What kind of work, in addition to, we were talking about language, that with the First Peoples Fund, that you're focusing on right now that we should know about?
Sure. So I'm the program manager of First Peoples Fund and a program manager of fellowships specifically.
Okay. Oh, so you're connecting with some of the up and coming.
Yes, absolutely. So again, our organization is based out of Rapid City, South Dakota. That's where our hub organization is located. There's various people involved in the organization, kind of spread out across the United States, but our job and our roles are really to support Native artists, to provide them with resources, to help them, make connections, grow their businesses, help them provide resources so that they can continue to do art in their communities. So that's the organization that I'm representing today.
Awesome. That's great. And Rachel, what would be your message to people about why it's so important to share our personal stories, whether in whatever modality that might be?
Wow, that is a really great question. And I am a big fan of storytelling and just hearing people's stories. I think it would, for me, I think it personalizes your relationship. You're not so disconnected, but more connected. And, I can speak to somebody, who's located in Canada or South America and just listen to their stories, and somehow, in some way, we'll find some type of connection, and that, just creates, a broader, I think, more friendships and more community with that.
And can you also speak to the dire importance it is, especially in the role of both entertainment and filmmaking and environmental activism, that we are recognizing everyone's voices and being inclusive, just even knowing the work that you're doing right now through the fellowships and such is so important. I've even seen it here in Wild and Scenic, seen a shift in that. Can you speak to that a little bit more?
So the importance of, I'm sorry?
Yeah, just how important it is and how vital it is to have everyone engaged, but also what that means for us. I'm saying even as viewers, as participants.
I think it's very in line with, the Wild and Scenic Film Festival vision and mission for this year, community and unity. Just listening to different stories and listening to people's experiences and seeing their vision and being able to see it on screen creates that community and that unity that, Wild and Scenic is all about this year.
Right. Rachel, it was so nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of Wild and Scenic in the capacity that you have in the artist realm, and for sharing your own story about it. And I know we're only in Saturday. There's more to go.
A lot
we'll have
more.
to go to the Yuba.
A parade as
sure.
well.
And the parade.
Right.
The parade and Yuba, all those things. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
Yeah. I'm Elisa Parker. It's the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, 21 years. Thanks so much for being part of it, and we'll be right back. Yeah. Can we get one photo too?
Sure.